There are so many salary negotiation mistakes that I have made during the course of my 22-year career. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 7 of the most common mistakes that a lot of us have made so that you don't have to go through 22 years to correct them. Coming right up. Hey there, welcome back to Supercharge. My name is Sonal, Bahl, former HR director and career strategist. And in this channel, we share practical tips to help you supercharge and get that dream role and that promotion and lead a richer, happier, and more purposeful life. If that is what you're about, you just got to hit subscribe, smash the heck out of it, and that notification bell so you know when I am live, because I am live once a week and I think we should hang out. All right. Now let's talk about those mistakes. Mistake number 1 is really obvious, and that is not negotiating. Oh my gosh. There have been occasions where I thought, I don't want to negotiate, right? Couple of reasons for that. The number 1 reason is fear. What if I negotiate and they don't like me? What if I negotiate and they take the offer away? What if I negotiate and they think I'm greedy or money-minded? A lot of us go through these, feelings, and women are particularly more prone to it than men. Statistically, the research is out there. I can tell you nothing is more far from the truth. The data out there suggests that about 84% of all recruiters out there do expect some, level of negotiation. And the first sort of time they give you the offer, that means 84% of the time they do expect that it's not the final offer. So take advantage of that. And you got to punch that fear in the face. The only way to do it is through preparation, and confidence comes from preparation. The other reason that a lot of us don't negotiate is we think, that's a pretty great offer. I'll take it. I'm making 50 today and the offer is for 80. Okay, it's a pretty huge jump. I get that. But there's nothing stopping you from looking at the perks, right? The bonus, is there, education involved? Can they pay for something? It doesn't matter. It just, if you think it's 80 is a big jump, there's a pretty good chance you must have been underpaid, right? To get such a big jump. And they want to make sure you're at par with the rest of the employees in that department. That's fine. But, everything else, I have a whole list of it that I mentioned in this video. So definitely check out details about what else you can negotiate. And that we're talking about is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, I already alluded to it, is lack of preparation. We think we are so confident, right? I know everything. Yeah, I don't have to prepare. You go out there, you get the numbers, you're like, a little bit overwhelmed. You don't know what to do. Your heart is racing. And under that sort of perceived pressure, you end up signing, right? Not good enough. Not good enough. You're never going to get at that level if you don't prepare. And you know what they say? Luck favors the prepared. Chance favors the prepared. So go out there. Don't just look online. I think online is great. If you can get resources like payscale.com, glassdoor.com, salary.com, and any local resources, check those out online. However, online resources can be a little bit out of date. So my favorite thing to tell you is, find, if you can, some recruiter friends, particularly external recruiters, like agency recruiters. They have a very good idea of what the market pay looks like. And with that, you'll get the range, the median, the average, all of the numbers you get. Play with those numbers, have fun with them, and see where you are in a similar industry, in a similar geography, for a similar function, for someone with these many years of experience, and you'll get a pretty good idea where you are in that range. Now, when the time comes, and this is mistake number 3. So, Sonal, what are your salary expectations? You have a pretty good idea, right? Now, coming to mistake number 3 is, what are your salary expectations, right? I think it's a mistake to reveal anything. Anything concrete. This is not the time to be concrete and specific. For me, I think this is a time to be a bit more vague and give, responses like, hey, I'm interested in the, position. So let's get closer to the offer and then we can talk about it. But in the meantime, I'm excited about this role. I'm not here to waste your time. I have a whole bunch of scripts that talk about this in this video, and I highly recommend you check it out. However, sometimes they do press, right? And I get where they're coming from. They don't want to waste their time if you are going to be too expensive for them. That is the main reason this question is asked. Now, what you can do is, based on the homework we talked about in mistake number 2, have a very good idea of what your range looks like, right? And in that range, you want to add a little contingency. So your minimum should be your dream salary. Don't put it in the middle. Because if I say, yes, I would like $80,000 to $100,000, as a recruiter, I heard 80, and you hope that I heard 100. No. So if you think 80 is already really high, that's fine. Say that. Like I said, not a fan of saying it, and I'm not a fan of saying 50,000. Right? You don't know what the budget of the position is. You kind of left cash on the table. So it's a bit of a gamble to give a number or a range. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Look at that video, like I said, that talks about what kind of answers to give. And if you can't, have a very clear idea of what that range looks like. The next mistake I see a lot of people making, and this has happened to me personally, is that you think you're not in a position to negotiate because of the 3 following reasons. Reason number 1, you are currently unemployed. So you think that by getting a job, they are doing you a huge favor, right? Maybe you've taken a maternity break or a paternity break, or maybe because of COVID, you've not had a job for 2 years. Or the second reason is you're going through a career change, right? And you're like, I'm going from marketing to a completely different field. I'm going into sales. So I don't have experience in sales. I can't afford to negotiate because what if I turn them off, right? And the third reason is I'm a new grad. I'm a fresh graduate. I don't have work experience. All of these 3 reasons are stories that you have been telling yourself. They are in your head. They have become almost like facts because you believe them to be true. I can tell you those are completely wrong belief systems, and they are not serving you. What you need to do instead is focus on the value you bring, right? Look at the success you've had in the previous organization. Look at the transferable skills. The transferable skills are your best friends in the whole wide world. I did projects, and in this role, I don't have any sales experience, but in the projects, I had to interact with senior sales leaders, or I had to do a lot of negotiation, a lot of convincing people, a lot of persuasion. That is very true in sales as well. So sort of connect the dots when you do that. And I have a podcast episode where I talked to a brilliant person in Sydney, Australia, and she gave amazing examples of transferable skills. I'm going to link it here. So definitely check that out. And as far as unemployed is concerned, you are telling yourself you're not worth it. In fact, I've had clients who think they're absolutely worthless, and that's not true. You focus on the transferable skills that you are bringing from the pause, the gap that you have in your career. Maybe you were doing, some freelance work, or you were taking care of a sick relative, you were taking care of a newborn baby, or you joined a neighborhood association. Look at the things you did. Look at those little things that you think don't matter. Because if you're able to bring them to light and share stories and examples of how you solved problems that can help this company to solve their problems, you're in the winning zone. This mistake, I have seen so much. I mean, if there is one type of comment I get on salary negotiation videos, it is this one. The person accepts the job offer, they're very happy. And then it's like, I've signed and I've started in the company. Now I think I'm underpaid. So I want to ask for more. A new company reached out to me and they're paying me more. So I'm going to go there, right? The reason I say it's a mistake, whether you accept it in writing and then say no, or you started in the company already, both are bad. All right. If you started in the company and you leave within 2 weeks, I mean, come on, look at the heartache, look at the headache you've given that company, which is so much loss of time, effort, and money. Recruiting is not cheap. It's a very expensive practice. And the other thing is you said yes, and they gave you a written offer and you get the offer. And then you're like, actually, yeah, I know we agreed on 80, but actually I want 90. How do you think the other person will feel? Because they either will think you are untrustworthy, flaky, or incompetent. And that comes down to lack of preparation. So you want to make sure you never get into that stage. But if you do, because I get this question so much, I have a salary negotiation script with some of my favorite responses to give when I'm in that situation. And I'm going to link that script in the description section of this video. The next mistake happens when you agree to special circumstances. Okay, that was too close. Get back. Okay. much better. It's when you agree to special circumstances and you don't get that agreement in writing. That is a big problem, my friends. I'm not saying that the person in front of you is not trustworthy. That's not what I'm saying. However, if there is one thing that I've learned from my 22-year-old career, it is that when something is agreed and it's either related to my contract, my working hours, my location, the compensation, important things like that, get that in writing. And I think it's going to protect both sides. So if you are in that situation where they say, let's shake on it, you can trust us. You can always go with a response that says, hey, it's not about trust. I'm sure you're going to do the right thing. It's just that that's part of my training to ensure that if there are any special clauses in the contract, to get that in writing. So again, go back to that salary negotiation script. It's something that I have made particularly because of the number of times I get that question, so that you have everything you need in one little place. The next mistake I'm going to talk about is focusing on your needs only and only seeing things from your point of view, right? Those days are over, my friend. No win, it's the enemy, it's a battle, it's over. Think about increasing the size of the pie. Think about win-win negotiation. If both the sides can shake their hands, if it's COVID, metaphorically shake hands, smile and actually feel good, negotiation is a positive thing, right? It doesn't have to feel like something bad, negative, dirty, greedy, anything like that. It's about both sides getting what they want with reasonable demands. And always see that the thing that you're asking for, how does it benefit them, right? And you're not doing some sneaky, snake oil salesman type of technique or secondhand car salesman. So those are sort of professions that unfortunately get a bad reputation because, when you hear things like, oh, this person's so good at selling, they can sell a comb to a blind man, or they can sell ice cream to an Eskimo. That's not the point, right? It's not about getting what you want. Like, the person didn't even need a comb. I made a fool of you. It's not about that, because that's stealing, right? I interviewed a fantastic guest on my podcast called Bob Berg, and he talked about it, and I'm going to link that episode, about how that's not exactly selling. Now, selling, negotiating, interviewing, they're not that different from each other. So focus on increasing the size of the pie and not just focusing on what you want, but seeing how that helps them in the long term as well. So there you have it. These are the most ridiculously common mistakes that every one of us has made at some point in our negotiating career. Tell me which are the ones that you were most able to relate with and why. Put it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if you have watched till the very end, put in the comments, money loves me. It's a very positive affirmation. I like to say it. So then I also know you've watched till the end of the video. Money loves me. So if you like this video, I think you will definitely love this video, because this is what YouTube algorithm represents. Thank you so much for watching. Keep dreaming, keep believing, keep supercharging. You got this.